Good morning children. Today we will discuss about what are elementary events, what are complementary events, and what do you mean by equally likely outcomes, as these concepts are also needed in the following exercise as 15.1. What is the meaning of an elementary event? An event having only one outcome of the experiment is called as an elementary event. The example is, if you toss one coin, the probability that the sample space is only head and tail, the probability of head is 1 by 2, probability of tail is also 1 by 2. That is, there is only one outcome possible. Imagine you are playing with a dice. What can be the example for an elementary event is the probability of getting number 3. Because in the sample space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 occurs only once and the probability is 1 by 6. Suppose you are playing with deck of cards. What is the probability of 5 of spade? The probability of 5 of spade. There is only one card which is numbered as 5 of the symbol spade. So the probability is 1 by 52. So an event having only one outcome of the experiment is called an elementary event, and the sum of all elementary events will be 1, will be totaling to 1. What are complementary events? So now, if E represents an event and E bar represents not that particular event, immediately the events E and E bar are called as complementary events. Probability of E plus probability of E bar is always 1. An example, in a class of 20 students, 8 are boys and 12 are girls. So we know that probability of a boy is equal to 8 by 20 and probability of a girl is 12 by 20. We take the event E as probability of boy. What is E bar represents? It is probability that it is not a boy, which shows that it is the probability of girls, or not a boy means 20 minus 8, which is equal to 12 by 20. So the probability of an event E represents the number of boys and not E represents the probability that it is not a boy. And probability of E plus probability of E bar is always 1. Equally likely outcomes, let me explain from the exercise. Let's move on to exercise 15.1, question number 1. Question number 1. Complete the following statements. Probability of an event E plus probability of an event not E is always 1. Let's fill in the blanks. Exercise 15.1, question number 1. The answer is always 1. The probability of an event which cannot happen is 0, and such an event is called as an impossible event. It's called as an impossible event. The probability of an event that is certain to happen is 1, and such an event is called as a sure event. The sum of the probabilities of all elementary events of an experiment is always 1. The probability of an event is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1, because we already discussed probability of an event always lies between 0 and 1. Which of the following, question number 2, which of the following experiments have equally likely outcomes and explain? The first question, a driver attempts to start a car. The car starts or does not start. We cannot consider that as an equally likely outcome, because every day you may not have a doubt that the car will start or will not start. A driver attempts to start a car, the car starts or does not start. It is not an equally likely outcome, as it is not an event which always happen. Question number 2. A player attempts to shoot a basketball. He or she shoots or misses the shoot. Again, this also we cannot consider as equally likely outcome, because there are many other obstacles where a player feels like in the beginning of the game itself, so, or the ball can move out of the court, it cannot even reach the basket. We cannot consider this as an equally likely outcome. The third and fourth question makes you very clear. A trial is made to answer a true or false question. The answer is right or wrong. It is an equally likely outcome because there are only 2 possibilities for that. A baby is born. It's a boy or a girl. Again, surely an equally likely outcome, because there are only 2 possibilities there, that either it is a boy or a girl. Question number 3. Why is tossing a coin considered to be a fair way of deciding which team should get the ball at the beginning of a football game? You can just refer page number 296. Very clearly the answer is mentioned there. Since the coin can land only in 2 possible ways, either the head or tail up, we dismiss the possibility of its landing on its edge, which may be possible, for example, if it falls on stand. Please refer to page 296, the last paragraph. Last paragraph, first sentence. I'll repeat the answer. The coin can land only in 2 possible ways, either the head or tail up, and we dismiss the probability of its landing on its edge, which may be possible, for example, if it falls only on sand. That is why we always consider tossing of coin as a fair chance of decision for which team to get the ball at the beginning of a football game. Question number 4. Which of the following cannot be the probability of an event? A, 2 by 3, B, minus 1.5, C, 15% and D, 0.7. Since the probability lies between 0 and positive 1, the negative answer here, B, minus 1.5, it cannot be the probability of an event. Question number 5. If probability of E is 0.05, what is the probability of not E? Probability of not E or probability of E bar is the same as 1 minus 0.05, 1.00, 0.05, which is the same as 0.95. Question number 6. A bag contains lemon colored candies only. Underline the word lemon flavored candies only. Malini takes out 1 candy without looking into the bag. What's the probability that she takes an orange flavored candy? It is a probability of an impossible event, and the probability of an impossible event is always 0. And what is the probability that she take out a lemon flavored candy? since the bag contains only lemon flavored candy, it is a sure event and the probability of a sure event is always 1. The next question, number 7. It is given that in a group of 3 students, the probability of 2 students not having the same birthday is 0.992. What is the probability that the 2 students have the same birthday? Question number 7. Probability that 2 students have birthdays on same day is equal to 1 minus 0.992, or it is 0.00, 1.000, 0.992, and to get to 8.008. Answer is 0.008. Question number 8. A bag contains 3 red balls and 5 black balls. So you can number of red balls is equal to 3, number of black balls is equal to 5. Immediately, total number of balls is equal to 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. That will give you the number of possible outcomes. The total number will give you the number of possible outcomes. Now, a ball is drawn at random from the bag. What is the probability that the ball drawn is a red? So, the probability of a red ball is equal to number of favorable outcomes divided by number of possible outcomes, which is equal to, there are 3 red balls. So, what is the probability? It is 3 by 8. Similarly, what is the probability that it is not red? Probability that it is not a red ball is, one way of calculation, since there are only 2 types, red and black. One way is 1 minus 3 by 8 is 5 by 8, or since not red involves only black balls, the answer can be number of black balls by total number of possible outcomes. Even both ways it can be correct. The answer is 5 by 8. Question number 9. A box contains 5 red marbles, 8 white marbles and 4 green marbles. The total number of marbles. Red marbles are 5, then white 8 and green there are 4. So a total of 8 plus 4, 12 plus 5, 17. That is number of possible outcomes is equal to 17. So in any of these probability problems, you have to write probability of an event is equal to number of favorable outcomes divided by number of possible outcomes. You have to just give this statement in all the problems before writing the fraction. One marble is taken out at random. What is the probability that the marble taken out will be red? So probability of a red marble is equal to number of red marble is 5 divided by the total is 17. So 5 by 17. Probability that it turns out to be a white is 8 by 17, and it is not a green. It is not a green marble means it is 17 minus the green. It should not be a green. That means 17 minus 4 by 17, or it should be 13 by 17. You can also add 5 plus 8, 13 by 17. Question number 10. A piggy bank contains 150 paise coins, 150 paise coins, 50 1 rupee coin and 20 2 rupee coin and 10 5 rupee coin. So this shows the number and this shows the worth or value of the coins. What is the total number of coins? 100 plus 50, 150, 160 plus 20 is 180, or number of possible outcomes is equal to 180. As I mentioned, the formula should be compulsory in all the problems. The question is, if it is equally likely that one of the coins will fall out when the bank is turned upside down, what's the probability that it is a 50 paise coin? There are 150 paise coin there, so probability of 50 paise coin is equal to 100 divided by 180. Then it will not be a 5 rupee coin. It will not be a 5 rupee coin, means there are 10 5 rupee coins. That means the total of 100 plus 50, 150 plus 20 is 170. It is not a 5 rupee coin, is 170 by 180. Or you can calculate 180 minus 10, that is 170 by 180. Question number 11. Gopi buys a fish from a shop for his aquarium. The shopkeeper takes out one fish at random from the tank containing 5 male fish and 8 female fish. So what is the total number of possible outcomes? The number of possible outcomes in this case is 5 plus 8, which is equal to 13. That means altogether there are 13 fish. Now, what is the probability that the fish taken out is a male fish? So, the probability that it is a male fish is equal to number of favorable outcomes divided by number of possible outcomes. The number of male fish is 5. That is 5 by 13. That will be answer for question number 12. A game of chance consists of a spinning an arrow which comes to rest pointing at one of the numbers 1 to 8. And these are equally likely outcomes. What's the probability that it will point at 8? So, the number of possible outcomes is equal to 8. What is the probability that it will point out to 8? Probability of 8 is equal to, always you can write the general formula, probability of an event is equal to number of favorable outcomes by number of possible outcomes. Probability that it turns to be 8 is 1 by 8, because 8 occurs only once there. Probability of an odd number, the odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7. So probability of an odd number is equal to, it is 4 by 8. The sample space here is 1, 3, 5, 7. That's why it is 4 by 8. Probability that a number greater than 2. Probability that a number greater than 2. The sample space is, the numbers which are greater than 2 here are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6 by 8. Probability that it's a number less than 9. It's a number less than 9. The sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means all the 8 numbers, it is 8 by 8 or it is 1. Question number 13. A die is thrown once. So let's write the sample space. Sample space is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A die is thrown once. Find the probability that it is a prime number. So let the general probability of an event is equal to number of favorable outcomes divided by number of possible outcomes. The first question is, find the probability that it is a prime number. Probability of a prime number. What is the sample space for that? The sample space is 2, 3, 5. That is, it is 3 by 6. Next, a number lying between 2 and 6. Number between 2 and 6. That means 2 and 6 are excluded. So the sample space is 3, 4, 5. It is also 3 by 6 or 1 by 2. You can always reduce. Then an odd number. Probability of an odd number. The sample space is 1, 3, 5. It is 3 by 6. Again 1 by